כזוהר, יש לי פה הרבה מיילים ובלגנים שאני מקבל מכל מיני אנשים, אני לא יודע מי אמיתי, מי שייך, מי לא. אני קצת הלכתי לאיבוד בכל התהליך הזה.
בסדר גמור, לזה אני פה.
מה אני עושה? כאילו, מי האנשים האלו? את לא מכותבת, לא רייצ'ל, כל מיני... יש כאילו שכן מכותבים מהמשרד שלך ג'ו, אני רואה.
כן. מי למשל ראית?
יש כאלה שהם לא, ואני לא יודע אם זה אמיתי או לא, והם מבקשים למלא דברים במייל.
מי האימיילים? מה השמות?
סמיה, התמהיבה? לא יודע.
לא, זה אני לא יודעת. רגע, אני צריכה לבדוק.
מגלובל קלוזינג?
אוקיי, אתה יכול לשלוח לי תמונה של זה ואני אעשה לזה verification?
אני יכול להעביר לך פשוט האימייל.
כן, גם טוב. תעשה לי forward, אבל אני אעשה לזה verification, לבדוק שלא בטעות, אתה יודע, לפעמים צריך מאוד להיזהר באימיילים, לפעמים תמיד טוב לבדוק. זה טוב שהתקשרת עליי.
איך המייל שלך מתחיל?
שנל, אני אשלח לך עכשיו בוואטסאפ.
יש לי.
אוקיי.
שלחתי לך אחד.
בטייטל introduction יש שם את המספר שלו ואת ה-contact information, והוא בעצם ה-escrow agent, הוא אמור בעצם לבוא ולהדריך אותך להפקיד ולעשות את הדברים. אבל חכה שנייה, תשלח לי את זה, אני אעבור על זה ואני אוודא שהכל בסדר.
מה? אוקיי, בסדר גמור.
רגע.
זאת אומרת שלצורך העניין, אם אנחנו לא קיבלנו אישור להלוואה, אנחנו בעצם חוזרים אחורה בכל התהליך הזה, עם כל ההפקדות והעניינים.
כן, יש לך 30 ימים בעצם לקבל את האישור להלוואה. אם אתה תראה באימייל ששלחתי לך, יש שם time frames, אתה תראה קוראים לזה loan approval period. אז יש לך בעצם, יש שני פרוצדורות. אחד זה לעשות application ל-loan approval, שזה 5 ימים אחרי שחתמת את החוזה, יש לך 5 ימים לבוא לדבר עם loan officer ולהתחיל ולהיכנס לפרוצדורה. ובתוך זה יש לך 30 ימים, שבתוכם יש את 5 ימים האלה, שב-30 ימים האלה יש לך בעצם תהליך לקבל את ההלוואה בעצם. אוקיי?
אוקיי, וזה רייצ'ל מטפלת בזה?
זה בדיוק, זה רייצ'ל.
והשני מי מטפל בזה? והראשון כאילו אחרי 5 ימים מהחוזה?
לא, זה כבר אוטומטית, זה בסדר, אז אנחנו מעדכנים והיא רואה, כבר קיבלה את ה-pre-approval, היא רואה שזה בעצם כבר בפרוצדורה. זה כבר בסדר גמור, כבר התקנתי אותה, היא קיבלה הכל, היא הבאתי לה את כל התפסים. מה שגם, רק רגע...
אז איך זה יכול להיות, שהם חתמו על החוזה או על ההצעה לצורך העניין של $500,000, ואז היא אומרת שחלק כאילו היא חתמה והכל רשום שם, ואז היא אומרת לי לא, הדברים זה לא, זה כן, זה לא, זה כן, או whatever. למה? כאילו, מה הסיבה?
מה זאת אומרת?
למרות שמבחינתי היא יכולה לקחת הכל, זה לא מעניין אותי, אני לא רוצה עכשיו להתעסק בקטנות, אבל אני אומר, איך זה, כאילו, אם זה משהו חתום משני הצדדים, אז כאילו, למה היא אומרת, נגיד, מה היא אמרה שם? אני לא זוכר, מה זה משהו, אני לא זוכר, כאילו, זה כן, זה לא, אני לא זוכר.
מה זאת אומרת? מי אמרה את זה?
הסוכנת, כאילו.
הסוכנת? היא אמרה לך ספציפית שמשהו לא עובד?
לא שמשהו לא עובד, כאילו, נגיד אם לצורך העניין, לא יודע מה, היא לוקחת... את אמרת את כל הריאות גינה, סתם דוגמה.
אוקיי.
אז כאילו היא אומרת לא, אז נגיד המשנת הזאת לא, והגריל כן. והפיירפלייס... אתה רוצה את הפיירפלייס? אוקיי. אז כאילו זה לא חלק מהגינה, לא הבנתי.
אני כתבתי לה. אני בכוונה באתי לה והראיתי לה אחר כך בצד, אמרתי, תסתכלי מה כתוב פה. גם אמרתי לה דקור בעץ. בכוונה כתבתי את זה.
כן, אבל לצורך העניין היא הורידה את זה, וזה גם, היא לקחה את זה, אבל לא משנה, זה לא העניין, אבל כאילו איך היא חותמת, איך הסדר חותם על משהו, וכאילו לא, ואז הוא לוקח את הדברים שהוא חתם.
כן, זה עניין למיקוח. תשמע, זה בסדר, לכן אנחנו פה גם לגשר, כאילו.
אוקיי, אני לא רוצה להגיע לקטנות והמפגרות האלו על הריאות, שתיקח מה שהיא רוצה מבחינתי, זה ממש
לא, אנחנו לא רוצים לריב, מה פתאום, אנחנו לא במקום של לריב. אנחנו...
אני לא מדבר בכלל על הריב, אני מדבר בכלל על לא להגיע לדבר על זה. כמה שניחשתי, הכל בסדר.
כן.
מה שאותי מעניין כרגע, זה התהליך מבחינתי היום. אני מעביר את הכסף להפקדה.
כן. וזה...
הבחור עדיין לא שלח לי מייל עם לשלם לו.
מה שקורה... שלחתי לו את הפרטים שלך, יש לו את הפרטים, והוא אמר לי שהוא ישלח לך אותם. הבחור של האינספקטור אתה מדבר, נכון?
כן.
כן, אז שלחתי לו את האמא שלך ואת השם שלך, הכל, והוא אמר שהוא ישלח לך את הפרטים היום, את האינבויס, ובקשר להפקדה, מה שקורה עם ההפקדה הזאת בעצם זה הולך לאיזה עורך דין, אוקיי? לאיזה עורך דין? זה הולך לעורך דין בעצם שהוא טייטל אייג'נט, סליחה, שהוא אסקרו אייג'נט מצטערת, שהוא בעצם מחזיק את הכסף, שככה הכסף לא נמצא לא אצל הסלר ולא אצל הבייר. וכשהעברה עוברת והכל עובר חלק ואנחנו נכנסים, אז הכסף עובר לסלר. זה משהו שמישהו ניטרלי בעצם מחזיק אותו. זה כאילו הסייפטי, זה הדפוזיט. צריך עכשיו להתחיל את זה, זה חלק מהמסמכים שיש לי, אני שלחתי, היא הביאה לי את זה, אני צריכה לשלוח את זה, אני גם רוצה לברר איתה, אנחנו גם צריכים להתחיל את זה, דיברתי איתה היום, אנחנו כבר צריכים להתחיל את הפרוצדורה.
שנאל, בלבלת אותי, בשתי משפטים האחרונים לא הבנתי מה את אומרת.
אני דיברתי איתה היום, היא הביאה לי את הפרטים שלהם.
כשאת אומרת דיברתי, עם מי דיברתי?
עם הליסטן אייג'נט. עם הליסטן אייג'נט, עם הסוכנת.
אוקיי, היא נתנה את הפרטים של ה-HOA.
כן.
וזה משהו שלא היה לנו לפני כן.
כן, ואת הדפים להירשם גם.
נתנה לך את הדפים להירשם, אוקיי, שאני צריך למלא אותם או את צריך למלא אותם?
אתה צריך למלא אותם.
אז למה לא נתתי אותם שראית אותי?
מה זה? אני שלחת את זה באימייל.
היא שלחה לך באימייל או שזה...
זה באימייל, היא לא הביאה לי. לא, זה באימייל, זה לא בדף.
אוקיי, no problem.
כן, אז אני אשלח לך את הקובץ, הבעיה שהיא חיברה לי אותם עם שאר הקבצים גם. כאילו אחרי שזה כבר הכל, אז הכל אני צריכה לסדר, אני צריכה להפריד אותם. כי זה עורבב עם הסרוויי ועם הרבה ניירות אחרות, אז אני צריכה לסדר אותם לקבצים שונים. וכן, ואני אשלח לך ואנחנו צריכים להתחיל כבר את האפליקיישן, שזה גם כתבתי במייל היום.
אוקיי, בוא נראה. אוקיי, אני רואה HOA אפליקיישן, אבל לא רואה תאריך או דדליין או whatever.
של ה-HOA אפליקיישן?
כן.
לא, אין דדליין.
אין שום תאריך או מידע לגבי זה.
הדדליין עצמו זה ה-closing date. חייבים לעשות את זה לפני ה-closing date. כאילו זה הדדליין?
אוקיי, וכמה זמן לוקח לעשות אפליקיישן של HOA?
זה מה שביררתי איתה, זה מה שרציתי לבדוק, כי זה תלוי. יש HOA שלוקח להם שבוע, שבועיים, ויש כאלה לוקח להם לפעמים 4 שבועות.
אז איך עושים את זה?
אז זהו, אז אני רוצה לדבר איתם.
ואנחנו סוגרים עוד חודש, אז איך זה עובד?
זהו, בדיוק. אז לכן אנחנו נעשה את האפליקיישן כמה שיותר מהר. אנחנו עכשיו נביא להם את האפליקיישן. גם, אם אתה תראי את אחד המסמכים, גם היה שם HOA Application Association, שאנחנו מודעים לזה שיש שם HOA. אני אשלח את הפרטים, אנחנו נעשה הכל. אני גם רוצה לדבר איתם, רוצה להתקשר אליהם, לראות איך אפשר לזרז את זה. אם אני יכולה לזרז את זה באיזשהו מבחינה גם.
איך בדרך כלל זה עובד, כאילו, אם יש לצורך העניין מקומות שהם יותר זמן, איך אנחנו מתנהלים, כאילו, יש אפשרות לעשות אקסטנשן לכל הדבר הזה, כי זה תלוי בזה?
לא, זה בדרך כלל הם קובעים, זה HOA, יצא לך להתמודד איתם.
לא, יש לנו אפשרות לעשות אקסטנשן, כאילו, בחתימה של החוזה והכל, בגלל ש-HOA לא אישרו אותנו?
כן, אנחנו יכולים להציף בעצם אדנדום שאומר, אנחנו רוצים להאריך את ה-closing date לתאריך כזה וכזה, כמובן.
הבנתי. אוקיי, מתי להערכתך תוכלי להעביר את הדברים האלו?
היום.
אני מבין, את אומרת לי היום, אבל מתי?
אני כרגע, בוא נגיד, לפני 7 בערב, אוקיי?
זה מאוחר.
זה מאוחר? אוקיי, אז בוא ננסה ככה.
אני עוד הפעם, אני לא רוצה... אני חושב שהדברים לא מתנהלים כאילו בצורה מהירה. אני מאמין שיש לזה את הפייסט שלך, אבל צריך להיות on top of it, כאילו, כי אני לא מבין כלום, ואני מרגיש שאני צריך לתלות מידע, וזה שם אותי במקום קצת לא נוח, כאילו, כי זה נשמע שאני דורש יותר מדי.
לא, ממש לא. אז אתה יודע מה?
ואני כאילו מבין שאת עסוקה, אבל...
לא, זה בסדר. אז אתה יודע מה?
צריך לעשות את הדברים האלה כאילו ישר אחרי ולסגור את זה.
לא, מהמם.
אני אגיד לך את האמת, הרושם שקיבלתי מהמתחפכים השונים שהייתי איתם, אמרו לי, תשמע, תכתבו לי כל דבר היה באותו רגע. יכול להיות שהם עובדים בצורה אחרת.
כן.
אבל אני מבין שיש לך לוז ויש לך דברים, אז אם את אומרת לי, תשמע רועי, אני, לא יודעת, 7 בערב, אז שם אותנו יום כבר אחד קדימה, במקום שנגיש את זה היום כבר צהריים, או שנפגשנו ב-11-12 בבוקר, היינו יכולים לעשות את זה לפני כן.
כן.
אז כאילו אני מרגיש שהדברים קצת laid back, במקום שהם יהיו לתקתק, כי אנחנו לפי זמנים, ואני לא שולט בזמנים.
כן, 100%.
אני לא יודע, סורי.
לא, זה בסדר גמור.
אני לא רוצה שזה ייראה ממקום רע, אני פשוט לא יודע.
לא, אני מבינה לגמרי.
ואני כאילו stressed out, כי כרגע יש כמה דברים וכל מיני מיילים, ואין לי מי שיכווין אותי. את הפנים שלי בכל הדיל הזה.
אז זהו, אז אתה יודע משהו? אז חכה, אני אבטל פה כמה דברים, אוקיי? היום אני אבטל עכשיו כמה דברים.
אני חושב כאילו, אני עוד פעם, אני לא רוצה
ממש לא, ממש לא, תקשיב.
אני חושב שזה כאילו אחריות אישית שלך לבוא ולהגיד, אוקיי, יש פה מישהו חדש, לא מכיר, אני רוצה לסגור את זה וללוות אותו, ובייחוד גם שאת צריכה לנסוע, ואני מבין את זה.
לא, זה ליום אחד, אבל מה שאני רציתי להגיד לך זה שאני רוצה לבטא פה דברים, אני רוצה לקבוע איתך פגישה היום, ואני רוצה לעבור אותך על כל הפרוצדורה, כי אני הבנתי מה היה הרושם שלי, אז אני מצטערת, זה טעות שלי, שבגלל שעבדת עם הבן אדם הקודם, אז אתה כבר הבנת את הפרוצדורה, כי הבנתי שהגשת הצעה בעבר, לא?
כן, בדיוק, אבל אני עובד, והדברים נשכחים, ואני כבר לא בגילך כפרה, והראש שלי לא עובד אותו דבר.
אז זהו, אז היה לי רושם שכבר הבנת את זה.
את יודעת, יש לי הרבה blank spots, שאני עכשיו צריך להביא עוד כסף ממקום מסוים, כי רייצ'ל לא הסבירה לי על ה-closing cost, שזה עוד $25,000, שהיא אומרת שהיא ממש מתנצלת, זה האחריות שלה, ואני אמרתי, אוקיי, אין מה לעשות, כאילו, זה מה שזה, לא, המידע הזה לא עלה. עכשיו נכנסתי לעוד לחץ של עוד $25 שאני מנסה להרגיע אותם מאיפשהו.
הבנתי.
אז כאילו יש לי, ופתאום אני אקבל עוד מלא מיילים, אז...
אוקיי.
אני לא נמצא בלחץ שאני קורס, אני פשוט בלחץ שאני רוצה שהדברים יעשו בצורה מסוימת, ולי אין את המידע, לך יש את המידע, לי אין שום דבר.
הבנתי.
שעבדתי עם זוג מבוגרים, נתנו לי קצת הדרכה, זה אחד. אבל לא עבדתי איתם צמוד, כי ידעתי שאני הולך לעבוד איתם, מבינה? אז כאילו, שמתי את זה שם.
הבנתי. אוקיי, אז מצוין. אני שמחה מאוד שאמרת לי את זה, ואתה אומר לי את זה. אני מאוד מאוד מעריכה את זה. אני רוצה לקבוע היום פגישה, שנעבור על הכל, ואני אסביר לך צעד אחר צעד, שככה תבין באמת איך זה הולך. אוקיי? ואני אפשר לך בהקדם האפשרי את הדפים ואת הכל. אוקיי?
אוקיי, תודה רבה. אני מאוד מעריכה את זה.
כמובן, תהיה פתוח איתי חופשי.
הנה, נראה לי זה הכי פתוח שאני יכול להיות, כאילו, ממש תכלס.
כל דבר באמת חופשי, לזה אני פה.
אני מדבר עלייך כמו לאחותי הקטנה, כאילו, כי את לך יש את הידע, ולך יש את השכל של מה שאת מבינה. לי יש את האפשרות לעשות את הדברים, אבל עד לימיט מסוים.
מצוין. אז היום אנחנו ניפגש, ואני אעשה לך זום אפילו, אם אתה לא יודעת אם הזום...
מה שנוח לך, בדיוק, הכל טוב. אפשר זום, הכל בסדר, אני זמין. אני במשרד עובד, יש לי מלא דברים לעשות.
מהמם. אוקיי, מצוין. ברור, כמובן. יאללה.
ביי ביי.
ביי ביי. Hi, I have can we talk for like a moment?
Sure.
Okay. I have to say something, Joe, and I'm going to be very honest. I'm not trying to say it as a confrontation or anything like that, but it's something that I've been facing this week with the system, with the delays and everything. I had a conversation right now with my buyer, and he's very upset, and I'm 100% with him. Because I am upset too, and I cannot tell him that. The emails are not organized. He doesn't know who to contact. He doesn't know what's going on. I don't know how to explain that to him because nobody explained that to me. All the information I provided for him was from me. The things I've learned by myself and educated myself to actually learn it. It never showed me how to do the buyer guide, how to explain all of it. I had to do it by myself, and a lot of information is missing right now, and now he's very upset. He tells me he's very lost. He doesn't know who to contact. He gets so many emails right now that he doesn't know where they're from, who's Samia, who's this, and the inspection guy took him a while to respond. I didn't get the response as fast as possible, so I can assure him he's not just a regular client. He's a family's friend, and when it's a family, it's not just anybody. And I want to give him the best treatment, and now it's in a position that everything is in delays. And I don't like that. It's not I don't like that. It's very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. I cannot just, ghost him and leave him. There's money on the table. A lot of money. And maybe for you, maybe it's not enough compensation. I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe it's not enough money for you. But this guy is his life savings. And I don't want to play with his life savings. I mean, the fact that the due date is today, and I had to check by myself and see that the due date is today, and nobody informs me, nobody tells me, and the angels are not even responding back quickly. It takes them hours to get back to me, Joe. Hours. Why? Why everything is so slow?
Okay, so let's just put this into perspective. You went into contract.
You knew I was with this buyer though for over a month.
Again, you went into contract on Friday. Okay, there's only so many things that can happen in between Friday and today. That's first and foremost. Second thing, when it comes to the emails, okay, first of all, there's an SOP, which I'm happy to review with you. And second of all, each email is labeled. Your buyer is hyping himself up because that's how your buyer operates. Your buyer is hyped, which is great. That's fantastic. Your job here is to maintain the decorum throughout. So yes, if ever at any point you're stuck, put it on pause, add me to the call, and I'm more than happy to listen to him and to answer the questions.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it like that. I want to be able, because you're not available 24/7, and you proved it to me several times, and I respect that, and I understand that. But because of it, you're not available. Catherine is not available. Alexis is not available. Nobody is available. The other agents are busy. I am left by myself, and each hour that is passing, the buyer is losing his motivation.
No, Chanel,
yes,
that's not the case.
It is the case, though, because I know I'm talking to him. I know what is going on. I mean, the fact he told me, like, he gave me a stipulation on Thursday, Chanel, I'm putting the full price if they don't have it open house. If they have an open house, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to hear about it. And the fact that on Friday, I've been begging you guys to put the offer, to do this, to move fast, and you guys saying, oh, so she can have her open house. Why this is the approach? I don't understand. Why is it like that? He gave me stipulation, I gave him my word, and now I have to break my word and break the trust that I built with this guy. It's just, I think, I don't understand. Like, if it were like your uncle, if it were like your friend, would you, like, if that happened to you? I have, like, seriously, my hands right now are locked. I don't have the control. I don't have the vendors' numbers. I don't have the access. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to talk to them. This is my first time, and I'm doing it all by myself, which is wonderful. But then there's the question, but I'm with you. If I am with you, and you're my team leader, and you were supposed to guide me and teach me and show me all of it, like I explained to you in the beginning, and you don't do it, then what is the purpose of this all?
So, if you're going to do things on your own, then you're 100% correct. But if you're going to take the time to actually pay attention to what I'm saying when I tell it to you...
When do you tell them? I asked you over a month to explain those things for me. In this morning, today, for example, I asked you several times, I asked so many questions to give you the opportunity to teach me and show me the process, I don't know, with examples, the past transactions, the whole thing. Show me something that I can tell the buyer with the confidence that I actually know what I'm talking about and not just guessing. And it doesn't happen. I don't know why. And I'm being very honest with you. I'm coming from right now because I just said it. I'm coming from right now because I had just had a conversation with my buyer, and he was super upset with me. Super upset with me. And I knew it's gonna happen. I predicted it gonna happen. He was like, listen, Chanel, I already worked with the realtors, and they work really fast, they operate really fast. I don't understand those delays. I don't understand what is going on. And this is unacceptable that my name is going to be under that reputation that everything is working slow, because I'm the fastest one. I'm acting fast, I'm responding fast, I'm everything doing fast. I created the whole time frame. I had to create the time frame, and I didn't want to send him because I wanted to know that it's correct, and I wanted your validation, and nobody. Why am I left alone in all of it?
I brought the lead. It's also my lead, Joe. It's not that you guys brought me this lead or something. It's my lead. It's my responsibility. Full responsibility. And I didn't want to get to this point. But after the conversation I had with my buyer, and also my father came to me and he said, what is going on? Why? This is really not fun. Joey, this is really not fun. And tomorrow I have to fly to New York. I wanted everything to be perfect to the flight, and now everything is a mess.
So again, there's a process and a way to go through the things. I understand that it's family, and I understand that it's close friends, and I understand that your dad's involved in the deal. And whenever there is family and friends and this type of culture involved in a deal, there's always going to be a certain level of high pressure, because again, this is how they're used to getting what they want. This is how they're used to operating. What I encourage you to do wasn't to sit back and not do anything. What I encourage you to do, because this is your first transaction, is the same way that when I negotiate, there's a certain understanding that I know what I'm doing with the negotiation because I've done it in the past. So with all of this, the buyer should look at you and should actually even say thank you to the fact that you got in the contract.
That's not true, Joe. That's not true, Joe. That is not true. I should say, no, that's not true, because he left his other realtor to work with me because I assured him I'm going to bring a certain type of professionalism. I responded and guided him with all I could in the beginning, and that's why he left the other guy, because I brought the knowledge that the other guy couldn't, because I made the due diligence to learn all of these things, because I did it by myself. That's why the guy left his other realtor and started working with me. The guy put a full price offer because I was guiding him and telling him and teaching him and all of it. That's why he was willing to put the full price offer. I was doing all of it. So to say that the guy should thank me right now, it's not necessarily the truth. The truth is that it's my obligation right now to give him my all. And it's not like I have like a full, leads right now on the side and I'm busy and going crazy. And if I were, then there are assistants. There's Catherine and Alexis and the other one. So it should be like managed in a certain way. Look, Rebecca just lost the deal for $500,000 because of the delays, and I feel like I'm gonna be the next one. Why? I don't want to be rude, and I really don't want to come to this point, but my heart is like breaking to hear him saying those things to me. It wasn't nice and it wasn't fun, and it's unacceptable because I'm trying my best. Yesterday in the morning, I literally asked so many questions yesterday, and it wasn't that I wanted to respond immediately, but it was like the purpose that, hey, when you have the time, please, let's schedule an appointment. And nothing happened. Nothing. Catherine doesn't really know real estate, Joe. She doesn't really understand what I'm trying to. She says, talk to Joe, go to Joe. I am trying to go to you, but I'm alone here. And that's okay. But if I am alone, then what is going on? Because I don't have the experience and the guidance, but I can bring it from other places. But then the question is, so what is the purpose of being with you? Hello?
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting to, before I respond, because I tried to respond a few times. So, this is my response. My response to that is number one. It's clear to me that we need to sit down and do a systems training more than what we've done. A lot of what we do is trained based off of, because instead of sitting and just collecting general knowledge, we run it as needed. Everything is written out in the documents and in the SOP and stuff. But again, I understand that maybe the SOP might not be the best place for you to go for your first transaction. So we can train on it. First thing. Secondly, the reason I'm saying that your buyer should be happy that you have the contract is because that's the mindset that we walk into these transactions. And again, I understand that your buyer is feeling a certain way. I understand that he just ripped into you, and it's not fun when buyers do that. That being said, though, at the end of the day, you realize that you went into contract on Friday, and on Monday you already had an inspection done. Like that's the speed as to how quickly you're working. The reason why there's so many emails coming in is because of the speed that is needed. There was a mortgage broker email, there was a title company email, the title company already responded, the title company already sent over wire information, the inspection was already done, all within 3 days going in contract when 2 of those days are a weekend. So technically speaking, today's the first day of the contract. So your buyer needs to understand that with any other real estate agent, title maybe would have happened today, escrow would have happened today, inspection probably would have been tomorrow, like Russell tried to do. Russell didn't actually respond back to us. I sent you the screenshot to show you that. I created a group chat and he didn't reply back, but because you reached out to him, he's good. Like you see, he's busy. So that's just something that I would get really clear on. Like I totally understand how you're feeling, and I totally understand that after having to sit after this inspection is done, and hearing somebody ring you out, it's not fun, especially when it's not deserved. But this is what you have to explain to him, and if not, explain to him, kind of move on from, which is today is technically the first business day of anything happening. So because today is the first business day of everything happening, yeah, everything is overwhelming. If you look inside the emails, every email is labeled. There's an email that's set up with the title company. There's an email that's set up with the mortgage broker. And then there's an email directly to him just confirming the fact that, hey, here is a copy of a signed contract. The fact that you already sent it to him because he sat on your ass to send it to him, that's one thing, and good job for that. But what you say is, this is the team, these are the people that we work with, and this is the process as to how it goes. Thank you very much for putting the timeline together, but inside of our SOP, we literally have the template to do the same exact thing. We have a couple more things as well that are inside of that, which I deleted. So it ended up being the same template. But we do all of that. And the fact that the contract was signed on Friday afternoon, it came back Friday afternoon, and it's the first in the hopper Monday morning, what exactly is he expecting? For you to have everybody working on Sunday? Like, it's not really how it works. So yes, he does deserve a thank you, giving you the thank you, and if not for him telling you the thank you, I'll tell you the thank you. And it's not about the commission not being enough, Chanel. It's not about the commission not being enough. That's not what it is. It's more about the negotiation of, hey, you can always ask for more. And there's always a way to go about doing it, right? I don't want, like, if it was up to me, I'd love for your first deal to be a full 3%. It's better. And if not, then okay. But either way, like I explained to you on Friday, we're in contract. So regardless of whether or not it actually is 2 or 3%, that's fine. It's not like we're negotiating over commission, and because we're negotiating over commission, the listing is the contract isn't signed. That would be silly and that would be insane. And I'd be the first one to tell you to leave me. 100%, I agree with you. It's not always about the money. At the same time, though, when it comes to your pocket and when it comes to the money that you're making, hell yeah, it's about the money. Because off that 2%, you're going to pay a team split, and then you're going to pay a real, and then you have a $250 fee that you pay off your first 3 deals. So as much as the check is going to be, there's still going to be some which you're just not going to get. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say, you know what, if I can add another $5,000 to this deal in terms of commission, then yeah, there's a breathing room there. You know what I mean? And I understand that there's a lot of money involved. I understand that making this type of money in a deal or even closing a transaction is something that's stressful and overwhelming. And maybe the, hey, trust me, is not necessarily going to work yet because I first have to earn your trust, which is cool. But at the same time, just keep in mind, and this is what I'm saying, when you have these types of conversations with buyers, just put them on pause and add me in. Not to add me in so like that I can negotiate the deal for you, but add me in so I can turn around and I can explain the same thing on the spot so you can take notes for the future. I'm not trying to take your business away.
It's not about trying to take my business away. I know for a fact what to say and how to say those things. The problem is that I cannot deliver because everything is so slow, and I know it shouldn't be so slow.
How is everything so
It's
slow? When you
very
literally
slow
went to
that, for
contract on Friday
example,
and it's
for example, on
2:45 p.m. and you're
Friday,
already done.
no, for example, on Friday, he gave me the contract signed and his wife didn't sign and I didn't know. And I asked in the morning, we had the 12 morning meeting, and I also texted before. I said he's signed, please check, everyone needs to set the offer. And nobody informed me, nobody told me till 4:30 in the afternoon that his wife didn't sign, and I had to call him back and tell him that his wife didn't sign. And now he got mad at me of why didn't I tell him in the morning, and when he asked if everything is okay, and I said yes because I didn't know if it's good, because you guys assured me it's okay. And then I had to text him back, and then his wife was working at the hospital, she was working till like 5, he had to run after her, get her to sign, and then until she signed, we had to rush the offer, send the offer. The woman was driving and she was telling me, what's going on, why are you not sending it? And we could have sent it earlier, and we didn't clarify the compensation earlier because everything was so rushed, and I had to keep Shabbat, and my parents were annoyed with me of what is going on. This is really disrespectful. And I tried to make everything on time, and I had the time, but I didn't have the access. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And the guy is left with the impression.
The communication that we had with the offer on Friday in the group chat was...
I said that the buyer signed it. And even if I didn't say, you guys should have checked your system and see if he signed or not. Because you have the access.
Now it's reaching. But that's okay. That's fine. I get it. Okay, so...
We could have sent it, in my mind, we could have sent it at 7 p.m. and I wouldn't mind. Because I could tell him she didn't respond back. But the fact that the wife didn't sign yet, and I had to go back to the buyer, and then he discovered that we didn't send it yet, and I had to go back on my word. It ruined the trust I built with him. Ruined it. This is what I'm upset, and I'm trying to make it work again. And today also with the inspection, that I had to contact the inspector and see what is going on, and if I'm not contacting, then Catherine maybe today will contact the inspector. I mean, why? We have just 7 days, and even if he's quick and everything, it doesn't matter. It's about going fast. I mean, there's a momentum, there's a trust that the guy asked me questions, and I asked you guys if this is okay, and you said yes, don't worry, of course, assure him, and I am assuring him, and then suddenly I have to go back on my word. I mean, if it's not for sure, then let's just say from the beginning, we cannot guarantee it. Why guarantee something if we cannot guarantee it? And how he's mad at me, and this is really upsetting. I didn't want to put him in this position, because I know the reason I'm upset is because I know for 100%, not 99.99 or whatever, 100% I know that we could have done better. I know, it's in front of my eyes. I've seen what's going on. This guy wanted to give me a referral. Now I'm not even sure I'm gonna get it.
Are you gonna get it?
No, I don't know, because the guy is really upset, Joe. It's all about the first impression. It's all about giving the best of the best to each one of them. For me, they're not just family, they're legit family, and this guy is legit family. And it's not because he's a family then I can neglect him. The opposite, I have to give him on top of everything. I don't know, Joe. I don't know. That's really... I have to just work and prepare things for him, and it's my job. That's literally my job, and that's why I'm being paid for it. But I wanted guidance for that job. That's all.
Are you here?
I'm listening.
Okay.
So what would you like for us to do from here?
I need to know what to do. I need to know what to tell him. I need to know what to guide him with. I mean, there is the buyer's guide, yes, 100%, but it doesn't give you the details. It doesn't really specify how each vendor is working and how long does it take and their prices and their rates. I don't have that. I mean, I could definitely go. I mean, what is the biggest issue? I have other vendors that I can talk to and do these things. I mean, I brought the loan officer. I spoke to you before and I asked you for other loan officers. You could have told me about Alex, but you didn't give me Alex. You said go to Rachel. And now Rachel is involved. You said, oh, now go to Alex? No, there's no way. We already involved Rachel in this business. So
again, the reason I brought up Alex was because of the fact that Rachel wasn't replying. And I had mentioned that if Rachel wasn't going to reply, then here's another vendor. Why did I share that vendor in the first place? Because Rachel, in my opinion, from the type of client you had told me that they would be a good fit with them, which clearly they are. But at the same time, what were we talking about then? We were talking about Rachel not being fast enough because she was slacking off.
That's also unprofessional, and I have to talk to her as well.
So at the end of the day, again, I understand that these people are your family. I understand that everybody's involved, but you have to understand that at the end of the day, there still is a certain time frame. There still is a certain timeline. Why, if you don't have what to reply, I totally can appreciate that. And if you don't want to put people on the phone on a call and discuss it, then I'm glad to respond back to you.
It's about that reassuring him.
However,
no, Rachel, I didn't.
Things aren't moving fast enough, and things aren't
It's not that they're not fast enough. They don't happen at all. Let's just put it in that. I asked for the time frame, and you said Monday, and there's Monday morning, and I want to send him. I didn't receive it. In the end of the day, we send my time frame. They don't happen. I'm making them happening, which is wonderful. Why not? But then we need to, follow the world, follow what we said we're gonna do. And if I'm doing something right, no, I have this thing. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm asking 5,000 questions. That's who I am. The reason I am doing that because I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. After I'm getting the 5,000 answers for the 5,000 questions, I leave you guys alone. I'm doing everything by myself because I know how to do things. That's who I am. I'm very good at working, but I just need the validations that yes, this is how we do, this is what we not do, and I want to ask someone who has experience, who can save me the time.
What questions do you have now?
The questions? Okay, for example, for the title. Does he contact him? Who does he wire it to? Is it with the email? Can I just call the title agent to ask for the rate? Because he doesn't know how to handle it.
So this is how it works very much. When it comes to title, title requested, Samir reached out, right? I created an email with a chain with everybody on it. This is the communication that's going to go back and forth. What they're going to need is they sent over the wire information. Brooke already replied earlier today with the wire information. There's a PDF inside of the email. If you need, I can resend it. That's where they're going to wire the funds. Usually, title companies charge between $1,000 and $1,500 on the buyer's end to close. We have a set rate with them at $997. So that's what it costs from the buyer's end. And then there's also the title insurance and taxes, which they'll pay, which they'll see as part of their closing statement. So that is more with the loan. So what's the process that's going to happen now is we're going to review the inspection report, the notes that Russell made on the inspection, like the AC and that stuff that isn't good, he's going to leave notes on it. We're going to use that to now negotiate. We're going to go back to the seller and we're going to say, listen, we're willing to give you full price offer, but we're willing to give you a full price offer for a perfect house. So since this house is not perfect, and you can talk to your client about whether they want a credit or whether they want the seller to replace it or to fix it. But that we'll talk about when we get the inspection report back, which will probably be today or tomorrow. With that, they'll send over the wire information. They'll send over the wire to title. Title will send something called an escrow letter, which will basically be a receipt that says, hey, We are representing you guys, and here is copy and proof that you actually sent the money, which we'll send to the seller. The cool thing is that the seller is also going to be using this same title company. So there's not going to be much back and forth. It's going to be simple and smooth because we have everybody's contact information. So in the event that there is an issue, we'll be able to reach out to the seller directly and be able to get it handled. Once that's done, once the wire transfer is done and they get the receipt, Rachel had already replied back to the email that we created with updates for the loan, because there's 3 different things happening concurrently. There's 3 things happening at the same time. Each one of those things is happening in a separate email chain. So like that, nobody gets confused. So Rachel already replied, and Rachel already said that they're in processing. Usually what will happen within the next couple of days is they're going to send out a loan estimate, like a PDF to your client for them to review, which will be the mortgage rates, how much they'll pay, what their monthly payments are, and all of those terms. Your client will sign it. Once your client signs it, Rachel's going to order an appraisal. An appraisal can cost anywhere from $300 to $800 usually. They'll order that, they'll pay for it. And then once it's paid for, now we wait. And we wait until the appraiser picks up the job. It can be anywhere from 1 day to 7 days. Somebody will go out to the property. They're going to take a look at the property. We have an entire process as to how to make sure that the property appraises, which once we have a set appraisal appointment, I will sit down with you and I will show you step by step how to do it to make sure that you can bring comparables to the appraisal to make sure that you appraise at the price that we're in contract for, like that we don't have any issues. Once that's completed, the appraisal goes back to the bank. The bank gets ready to finalize the loan. And usually around that time, the title report comes back. So the title is good to go. And then from there, the lender creates a final document, which is called a closing statement. That gets reviewed by the buyer. We make sure that everything makes sense. The buyer signs off on an approval. And then within 3 days after they sign that disclosure, we're ready to close.
Okay. One of the things also that was mentioned today, 2 things, the HOA application.
Mm-hmm.
She gave the forms. Does he just fill them by hand and we send it to the HOA, or is there what is the process? How does it work?
So we're going to print out that application. I mean, we can print it out to you, or we can email it to him to fill out electronically. Once it's filled out, there's instructions on the document of what needs to happen in order to submit the application. There's an address either to bring it to or to mail it to, and then there's a phone number. And then there's also an application fee.
Okay.
But usually we only talk to them about that once we finalize the inspection, because we don't want them to spend money for not that we don't want them to spend money for no reason. We know that they're going to take this house because we're going to negotiate it. But at the same time, from like a procedure standpoint, you don't want to spend money until you know. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Another thing is that we wrote in the contract, I don't want to fight with them on those small things. Also, my buyer said, I don't want to fight about it, but I didn't like it, is that we said like the living room decor and stuff like that, and they did take a lot of the decor down. I was wondering what usually is the process when it comes to things like that?
So if I was you, I would wait until we go to the house for the appraisal, because then already we're balls deep into the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, also right now, it sounds like there's a little chaos going on with the buyer, just to kind of like, okay, let's move things together. You want to come out a rock star at the end? What you do is you grab a couple photos of it when we go to the appraisal, because that's usually when the property is going to be like mostly empty and whatever. And we grab a bunch of photos and we say, hey, excuse me, per the terms of our contract, this all needs to come back. And then either we negotiate it or we leave it. That's really how, that would be your buyer's prerogative at that point. But like, if you notice that now, then it's great. We'll bring it up once we have a title commitment, once the seller has to sell. Like once we've fulfilled all of our obligations in the contract, because then they're the ones who aren't compliant.
I see. Okay.
And then it won't be like, hey, I noticed this during inspection. It's like, hey, I came back to the appraisal and I'm just wondering what's going on, because we had an agreement and the terms of our agreement look that they're not going to be fulfilled.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And the HOA, do I need to contact them right now? How do we send it?
So what we do is the application has to get filled out. It was attached as part of the contract, but we'll split it. So it'll be a separate document. We will email it out. You can email it out if you want. But I would wait to get it submitted until the inspection. Again, it'll come back tomorrow. So like, I know that you're going out of town, and also we don't want the pressure of right before the end of the day. We can handle it, and it's a matter of just either sending it out again for electronic, or they print it out and they can fill it out by hand.
Okay. And then they just send it in a picture and then we send it to the HOA department, or do we?
Yeah, so we either mail it out or drop it off.
Okay.
There's an address that's over here that's on the contract. If you look at the contract, you'll see that after, which again, we'll split it out, but the document basically says, hang on one second, she sent it back. She split it out once I was executed. Here we go. Hang on one second. Let me pull it up. I can't grab it on my phone. I'm just sitting down. Second. Documents. There we go. Yeah, so the association, so here's like this. They can drop it off. It's in Sunrise, or they can mail it. They're gonna check the boxes. Here, I'll email it to you so you have it, and we can review it right now. Hang on one second. It's actually in the link that she had sent that the document side, the do loop. A second, I'm gonna grab it. Like that. And there's also a seller's disclosure that we're going to need them to sign, which we have, budget and HOA association.
Yeah, they didn't sign it. Also, I noticed you didn't send the flow disclosure. I believe she needs to send it as well.
I emailed her back. Actually, let me check if I emailed that it was drafted. I just wanted to see. No, so it's hello, please send over signed seller disclosure, which we have. So all we need is the flood disclosure.
Do we need to sign anyone on the wire fraud kind of?
Yeah, the buyers are gonna have to sign that. So what we're gonna do, we have to send over we have the seller disclosure. Okay, so I just replied back requesting that. Then we have the HOA information, which we have over here, which we need to give them. This is the budget. And then there's the disclosure, which they had signed already. So that's the budget. And then there's the application, which I am putting out right now in order to be able to. How do I do this without a fucking. Hang on 1 second. Check this application. Beautiful. Download. And then there's also a seller disclosure. So I have the seller actually have it here as well. I'm going to wait until I get the seller disclosure so I can just put everything together and we'll upload the documents. So Calico County budget and then purchase application. Do you want me to email it here? I'll email this to you first. Budget application. Those are the documents that Rachel's actually going to need as well. And then there is the actual documents for the HOAs, which is right over here. We're going to download that as well. Now we can send this out, or if you want to send it out, you can send it out. HOA docs. 7619 Northwest 88th. They're called HOA docs. We have like a template that we can send out. So let us know if you want him to fill it out or if you want us to send it for e-sign.
What are you talking about right now?
So check your email. I sent you 2 emails.
Okay. I see. But
The
which
first
one?
is the budget plus application.
This is for the HOA you're referring to.
The HOA, and then the second document is the application for the HOA.
Okay.
So that's the document that they have to fill out. We can fill out with them on the phone. We can fill it out, like type it in. We can send it for e-sign, or we can just print it out for them.
So you say we do it after the report from the...
So I'm saying that we fill it out, like, you know, if you know your clients, if it's going to take them time to fill it out, then we can send it to them today, but we wouldn't actually do the application until, like, it's confirmed that we're moving forward, right?
Yes.
So this is something that I wonder actually if it can be done online. Hang on. No. What I would do, and either way, it has to be like printed out, and there's no point in dropping it off. It's UPS, so it's just got to be mailed to them.
Okay. And what is this budget? They need to sign it?
No, that's just a disclosure. Rachel needs that in order to add it in because they're part of an HOA. So it just shows that everybody together where the money is going and that it's an expense account, meaning everybody just pays their expenses. There's no reserves or anything.
Okay. So we need to print it and give it to them?
You don't have to. So we have an email that we send which says, "Hi, please see the attached HOA application, budget, and HOA documents for your review. Please print out I can give them directions how to do it. Like, please print out the application and mail it out to the address as soon as possible, together with your application fee. Let us know if you have any questions." But that's the usual way we do it. And then I would also let them know that we have some other documents waiting for e-sign whenever they have a moment, because we have the seller disclosure, which I'm sending to you now, separate document. Doesn't show anything crazy, which is fine, but we need them to sign it.
Beautiful. Okay.
So we can send it out now if you'd like. I just don't want to overwhelm them with documents. Did you want to call them first?
Yeah, I'll definitely talk with them. Filling this application, the HOA, I see this is name, address, everything. Which one do you think will be confusing? When the bank, this is their personal information, and signed. Okay. Did you see? Yeah.
No, it really shouldn't be that confusing. It's just that, we don't want to give them anything to make a big deal about. So I think that if you call them and you say, hey, my team is sending you over the HOA information, there's an application, there's the documents, and then there's the budget. And then we're also sending you over the seller disclosure for electronic signature.
Yes.
Together with 2 disclosures.
So you know what? Let's do this.
Do you want a conference then?
What?
Do you want a conference or do you want to have a conversation with him your own? Either way,
I'm gonna. He asked me to do a conference call today, so I'll have to. But what I'm thinking is, can you please send it right now, but add me to the email so I can see it and I can actually.
You're copied in all the emails, of course. I'm gonna do that right now. Hang on one second. I'll do it with you on the phone. HOA application plus budget plus HOA documents. I'm gonna put the address in first. I'll do it with you on the phone, of course. 7619 Northwest 88th Spurville. Good afternoon, Royi and Yelena. I have attached below the HOA application for your HOA application for your review. I got HOA application, comma, budget, comma, and HOA governing documents and bylaws for your review. I wrote that 3 times, for your review. Please print and fill out the HOA application in its entirety and mail it back to the address on the top of the application form. It is pertinent that we do this in a timely manner in order to ensure we remain on schedule with closing and obtain the HOA approval as soon as possible. Once sent, I recommend it be sent using USPS with a tracking number to ensure delivery of the documents. I will also be sending over a copy of the seller's property disclosure and our brokerage disclosure documents via e-sign shortly for your signature. Let us know if you have any questions. Boxer. Sound good? Should I put the HOA and the disclosures in a separate email, or is it okay to keep it all in one email?
One email.
All right.
Yeah.
So, let me read this to you. Good afternoon, Ryan and Elaine. I've attached below the HOA application, budget, and HOA governing documents and bylaws for your review. Please print and fill out the HOA application in its entirety and mail it back to the address on top of the application form. It's pertinent that we do this in a timely manner in order to ensure we remain on schedule with the closing and obtain the HOA approval as soon as possible. I recommend it be sent using USPS with the tracking number to ensure delivery of the documents. I will also be sending over a copy of the seller's property disclosure and our brokerage disclosure documents via e-sign shortly for your signature. Let us know if you have any questions. Talk soon.
Okay. And they
Sound
need
good
to,
Sam?
yeah, and they need to mail it to the address of this Oakland Park, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Also gonna try to see. Okay. Okay. With HOA, it's up to 4 weeks probably, right?
Well, it depends. We have to check with them. There's a phone number. We can call them and we can find out.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna call them right now. I'm gonna see what's going on with them. So I'm gonna be ready for within all the answers. What usually is the things to? Is there a way to rush them if they say, for example, it's gonna take 4 weeks?
Yeah, there is. And they will usually tell you if there's a process.
Okay. Can you tell me in like really like summarize it so I can tell him because he asked me that.
You can tell him that, here, let's reach out to the HOA. I'm going to put you on the other line and I'm going to call them together with you. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Joe. I was calling just to find out the information as to how your application process works. It looks like it says there's a 30-day application from when you submit it. Is there a way that we can email the application?
You can email it until the money's come. We don't start looking at it.
And the money needs...
Sort of statute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, the money, is there an online application fee or is it only in the mail?
Only in the mail. We don't take credit cards over the phone. It says on there check, cash, money order.
No problem. So let me just get the process straight. If we email you the application, like to your email, and we confirm receipt, and then we overnight a check, we can get the process started within 24 hours. So like realistically by like Wednesday.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Is this for a house in Plum Harbor?
It's for a house in Plum Harbor.
Okay. We've had probably 6 phone calls for the same house asking the same questions, and we tell them as soon as we have the application, which I already believe they've already sent it over, and they said they would drop off the payments, and we will pick them up later because we've already picked up the mail today.
No, that's not us though.
The address. It's like
That's not us.
everyone and their mother's on about it.
Well, we just went into contract this morning, and I'm the buyer's agent on the property, so nobody else should have been calling, but I'm sure there's a lot of activity in Plum Harbor.
Hold on 1 second. Let me find the application. Just to make sure.
Yeah.
What was... Hold on 1 second.
Sure. That's good, Louis.
606 Red Plum Court.
No, this is 7619.
7619 is on Plum.
Yeah. No, where's 7619 Northwest? Whatever it was, but it's not important. We're going to get the application over to you as soon as possible. I'll call you once it's sent in, okay?
Yeah, that address isn't Plum Harbor at all. So
what time does your mail get picked up? Just like that. Like if I overnight something today for tomorrow morning, we'll be good, right?
I pick up personally the mail every morning around 9 o'clock. But I need to tell you, we don't sit around and do applications every single day. So we only work on maybe a day or two a week because we have to run the business and other things going on for the community. So even if you get it to us tomorrow morning, doesn't mean we're going to start it tomorrow afternoon. We'll process it as quickly as we can. But depending on the association, some have background checks, some have to have interviews done by board of directors. So there's a process to it. Okay, and do you think, is there like any rush fees or anything, or no? There is not. We will process as quickly as possible because we don't want the phone calls to be completely honest with you. Like I said, if it's this address that I'm referring to, there's someone on the line right now speaking about it. That's why I already knew the address. Got it. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. Have a good day. All right. You heard that?
Yeah. So We need to do a
You
screening?
tell him, just get it in as soon as possible, and then fingers crossed, that's it.
Okay, does he need to bring a screening report or not?
No, so what he can do is he can actually fill it out, and then we can email it. And then they'll process it over with the HOA. He said sometimes they need that. For right now, it's good. And then he can overnight a check
Okay,
or a money order.
a money order, okay. And he said we need to mail it, right, by hand. And he said that up to 2 weeks, if I heard correctly.
Yeah, he could say up to 2 weeks.
Up to 2 weeks. Okay, good. So now I have like things to tell him.
And then they pass it along.
Okay. Right, perfect.
Awesome. What else? Hang on. I'm going to create these documents myself, these disclosures. Please sign seller disclosure plus please sign disclosures. Please sign disclosures. 7619. Northwest 88 Circle Tamara. Alright, this will be ready in 5 minutes. I need to prepare them. She already marked it as pending.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday.
Yeah, she wants to sell this worse than we do.
Yeah. No, that's good. Like I don't. But yeah, that's just we have to clarify things from right now with him, and see with Rachel.
What else needs to be clarified, Chanel? Talk to me.
No, that's I'm gonna explain to him everything that you told me, and the escrow. He just needs to get in contact with Brooke today and deposit as soon as possible.
Just send it out. Yeah, he can. What was I gonna say? Yes, he can do that. But what he'll do is they sent over the wire information. If he wants, he can call them to verify the information before he sends it. I mean, it's a good account, and then he can initiate the wire from his phone technically.
Okay.
And just send us a screenshot once it's completed, and then we'll get him an escrow letter by tomorrow.
Okay. By tomorrow.
By tomorrow, just because the wire might not come in before 5 o'clock, and they leave at 5.
So, but it is okay with the timing.
Yeah. Because we have proof of the fact that the wire left. Like, what do you want from us? It's the title company.
Oh, I see. Okay. And okay, perfect. So I'll let him know that and make sure he deposits it today. And yeah. Okay.
Well, I sent over the documents already for signature. So by the time you call him, he's going to receive those as well.
Let me see. Beautiful. Okay, we have 15 days for this. We have the additional deposit within 10 days. That's it. Does it again with Brooke, or who does it deposit to?
Same people. These are his people now. So this entire process, it's all the same place now.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
And title commitment. This is something else. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm gonna prepare everything. I'm gonna go over everything, and I'm gonna get in touch. If I have anything, I'll definitely let you know as soon as possible. And if you hear anything about anything, any updates, please let me know, okay?
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you, Joe.
My pleasure.
All right. We'll be in touch. All right, bye.
As you said.
Bye.
Good afternoon, Lindsay Taylor Property Management.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Chanel and I'm a local realtor. I have a client who just went under contract in a house in this specific neighborhood under your HOA. And he asked me, he was this is the 7619 Northwest 88th
88th Circle, 88th Way,
circle. And
Calico Country.
he wanted to make sure that what is included, fees. I know that there's a lawn and maybe the sprinkles outside, but he wanted to know for like more details and if you guys have documentations that.
Covered under their HOA for their monthly maintenance, basically.
What is it?
So when they, hold on one second, because I think we literally just took a phone call from this, and we just emailed it to the realtor not even like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
7619 Northwest 88th Circle. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that was like the loan application, but we also.
Yeah, we literally just got off the phone, not even like 2 minutes ago with another
Yeah,
realtor.
that's with
A
my
gentleman that
partner.
called and, emailed it over to him, but hold on.
Yeah, can
Pulling
you
it up
please
right
send it to me as well? Because that was my partner.
now. Yeah, hold on, he's gonna phone it. Hold on. Is it 7619 for sure, or 7618?
Yes, 7619. Circle.
7619.
He was
Northwest
just on a call with you, and I was next to him. So I just wanna add because we forgot to tell you to add my email as well.
Okay, he's gonna forward this. The neighbor next door.
No,
Yes, your neighbor next door
one
literally just called as well.
seven
No, we have
six.
somebody from 7618 calling and 7619. It's just a weird coincidence.
Yeah, no, this is a 7619 Northwest 80th Circle.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm gonna put Scott on the phone. He's the property manager as well. Hold on.
100%.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. As far as the maintenance fees, you get your lawn cut, you get your irrigation covered, you get your master insurance paid for through the association, the management fees, the pool service, the janitorial service, annual tree trimming. Let's see what else. Hold on one second. Let's pull up the budget. I literally just did this for the neighbor next to you. Hold on. Yeah, we pay every year. We have to pay licensing to the state for the pool permit, stuff like that. You have legal, because there's some money that gets put away towards legal, corporate annual report, electric and water for the pool area. The landscaping at the homes is done by the homeowner. We only just cut the grass only, so the homeowner is responsible for their own plants on their property. We reserve for general repairs and maintenance. We pressure clean the sidewalks once a year. We do fertilization, pest control 3 times a year, and the rest goes towards reserves.
Okay, I see. Okay, beautiful. Do you have a documents with all of it that I can send him?
Yep, you can go online and get all that stuff. It's public records. Tell me when you have a pen, I'll give you our website.
Yes, right now I have it.
Go to ltproperties.net.
ltproperties.net.
Yep, just click on the document section and click on Calico Country, and everything you need is right there.
Just a sec. It's yeah, I have it here. ltproperty.net, and you said where can I
Document.
see it?
Document tab at the top. Then click on
Found it.
Calico Country.
I see. And this is Calico. Where is the Calico one? Oh, there it is. Sorry, my phone is very slow because of the internet.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah, I see application, approved paint chart, community docs, and then Calico application and mail on date. So which one of them has all the information from all those documents?
Give me 1 second. Let me log into our website. Hold on. It should say community documents or legal documents.
Yeah,
Give me a
community
second.
documents, and then there's like legal documents and Calico
Calico
County.
Country. It says the third folder down. It says community documents.
But then there are two,
Click on that.
there.
Correct. There's a document that says say Calico Country Tamarack. If you open that up, there's 102 pages of that one, and the next one says amendment to legal documents. They made an amendment many years ago in 1986, and that's just 2 pages to show you the amendment. So everything's right there in that community document folder.
Okay, so over there in those 132 pages, and the other one, it isn't written over there.
The The what?
It's written over there, like what you said is included with the HOA?
No, that's part of the budget. And the homeowner's supposed to be sending you what's part of the budget. I just gave it to you over the phone verbally. We don't post the budget because that's not public records. That's up to the owners.
Oh, I see. Okay. I think I have the budget though, so let me see. I didn't. I see. Beautiful. So you said maintenance and repairs. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So you said in the budget, there is the maintenance and repairs. This is what is included. This is what you're talking. No, so which ones? Yeah, the contract services. You said the lawn maintenance and landscaping, irrigation contract, pool contract, exterminator and fertilizations, and janitorial contract. That's it, right?
Correct. Janitorial meaning they clean the pool area, not your personal yard. Basically, the HOA does nothing on the personal lots other than cut your grass and do your irrigation and trim your trees one time a year. That's it. Everything else the homeowner handles. They do their own insurance. But like I said, the pest control fertilization, that's done quarterly. And the lawn maintenance is done. You have irrigation covered.
Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, perfect. Yeah, so I wanna send it to. I'm sorry, he's not from here, so I literally have to translate and do all of it. That's why I'm clarifying things. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. Have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye.
No problem.